Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our City Skylines Fix the Traffic Scenario playthrough. On screen you'll see where we left off, and this is a time lapse which I have done the commentary over, at least for the first part. It lasts around about 6 minutes. First of all, I decided we were going to need to raise the population for this to be successful. So once I was halfway through the video and I decided that that was a little bit boring, I decided we're going to time-lapse that part and I would record myself over it. While this time-lapse is running, I would just like to point out that this scenario has been done completely without public transport, and that's just one of the ways in which you could challenge yourself to do this scenario. I am more than happy to hear ideas from yourself of other ways you would like me to fix this scenario. Likewise, I'm more than happy to take on other challenges. If you've got a city that's become a mess, I will happily try and fix it Biffa style. Yes, that is shameless. I'm copying someone else's idea. But let's, for example, say Biffa just hasn't taken your city. Why not? Why not indeed? I'm hopefully not stepping on anybody's toes by doing that. And anything else in City Skylines you'd like to see full stop, just let me know. I am thinking I'm going to start a fresh city build from scratch after this, and that will be largely in the form of a how-to series. You know, how to start your city, how to implement public transport, how to work the industries, all of that sort of stuff. But I don't mind trying to do some slightly more obscure stuff. I'm definitely thinking about doing another of these fix your traffic scenarios with Traffic Manager, just to show how easy it can be done and how to implement it. I've also even been thinking of a sort of things I don't like about City Skylines review-esque video, mainly with the fact that Cities Skylines 2 is probably in the works in not too long a timescale. And there are things, obviously, that don't make this game perfect. It might be interesting to discuss those in a video as well, so let me know what you think on that front. But essentially the message here, guys, is talk to me. Use the comment box, let me know what you want to see, and I will endeavour to make that a reality. That as well, I am still a teeny tiny little YouTuber in a big oversaturated world of gaming YouTubers. So do show me some love if you've seen the video. Likes, shares, subscribes, they all go a massive way into helping out, both motivationally and growth-wise. And that's just a feedback loop that only builds to more videos, better quality, me investing in better kit, me investing in more time, me learning how to edit more and better, and maybe even me learning English a little bit better so I don't say things like more and better all the time. But ultimately, I am happy just for my channel to end up being a fun and safe space for those who are bored, who are locked down, or just genuinely need a little bit of entertainment or even guidance on a game in their life. A few other things on the channel. I've recently got into Civilization 6. I was an avid Civ 5 player, so check out the Civ content. I have done a few videos whereby I jump into stupid difficulty levels so far. Not yet good enough. So I have been annihilated. That is mainly for a little bit of fun. Don't come to me for, you know, Civilization expert tips just yet. However, I have had an interesting conversation. There might be a collab coming up, so if you're interested in that, watch this space. As for what you've seen in the city so far, lots of road building so we can make some residential areas. We've also linked a few other areas that weren't quite connected to themselves, not using the highways and the motorways. You'll see an example of that just there. Linking up more roads, giving people more options to get from A to B, spreading out the traffic flow so it's not all located in one. And you'll also see me here putting in a few cheeky empty squares, and the reason for that you will see shortly, just as soon as our time lapse ends. It isn't public transport as mentioned or as teased. We didn't get round to the public transport because I won the damn thing before we even got there. So, yep, it is a completely public transport free run. We can even try and do the next scenario with only public transport and not actually edit a great deal of the city. Anyway, that is our time lapse coming to an end. You will see me in the past shortly. Welcome back to real time, everybody. We are still in our town of Appletown. You can see from the time lapse we have areas filled or ready to be filled out with housing. And if you are following that, you will see all the things that goes along with it. If you were paying really close attention as well, you might have seen a little hint as to what I am about to do next. And that is going to be some cargo trains. I've left a spot here, a spot down here, and a spot down here that I am now hoping to be able to fill up with these cargo train stations. And if I have left enough space, they will hopefully all work. Okay, we might have to connect these two first, just based on the money situation I've got myself in. Quick check of the taxes and loans. We can pay this loan. So this line here is going to be very difficult to squeeze in overground. So underground it is going to be. That, of course, will make it slightly more expensive as well. But what it'll do is take all the trucks that need to get from A to B off the roads. So it's going to be very worthwhile doing. If you want to know where we are only at week 67 of 200. Population is going up nicely as needed, and the traffic flow is still fluctuating around our pass mark. So we are going to go underground as fast as it will allow us. Let's see if we can get... No, I am going to need the white screen, unfortunately. What's the straightest line we can go in? We are going to have to avoid this tunnel. Let's see how quickly we can get underground here. That'll do it. Let's take the curve. Oh, it just kisses that tunnel and no more. That said, we might as well take our time and get a nicer curve because we don't quite have the money yet. We are on 3 speed and the money is going up steadily, plus 17,000 per turn. There we are, we're back. The magic of editing. We have one underground train track. Now if we just ensure they have power and electricity, we will hopefully start to see these get used. Where's my second one? I've lost it. It's in here. It's already got power and water. So these stations are both linked together now. If it is faster for any goods to be shipped from one area to the other through these stations, you may well see that happening. The other option it may go through these stations is if it can get to the shops faster as well. So that is also something to take heed of. And as a result, I was even tempted to just put in some high density shopping here, but that's silly because we don't have a university. But we can add in some brand new industry to this area. And we will hope that it does not get too clogged. It would be nice to see this area get used before we know it's worth moving on and building our next. I might do a little cheat here as well, just to make this look. I don't think I'm going to be able to. No, it's going to have an ugly kink. Now, if we wanted to be really, really sly, we could attach this to the junction here somehow. I'm not sure I want to do that. I don't want this junction to clog up. That said, it is an efficient junction. It shouldn't. The next place we are going to put a station is down here. There is an advantage to putting it down there, and that advantage is it can go above ground. So the track itself will be cheaper, even though our station is very much going to be the exact same. And I think we will see you once we have that up and running. Hello again, the magic of editing, and we are back. We're able to stick our new station straight in here. You can see the cluster bomb of happiness. And it is now time to build our track out to this station over here. We will try and do this one as above ground as possible. How possible it is exactly, I do not yet know. But it shouldn't be that painful. So far, so good, running down alongside the highway. So that should be a fairly easy connection. Thank God it was a fairly easy connection. So that is now 3 of them hooked up together. It would be possible, if we wanted to bypass this station completely and put a second line through here. Let me just see how possible that would be. It would be very possible, actually. What we'll do, I've lost my cursor, is put a second line in through here. And we'll bring that above ground here. I would be in a pillar, wouldn't I? Can meander through. There's the pillar there. And from here, we are going to come out into a big Y shape. And we have a Y connection. So, are the transport facilities actually being used? That is the question. They all are hooked up with electricity nowadays. I think the only real way we can get statistics from it is by watching it. They don't come up over here, the cargo trains. So the only way we could see it working is literally by observing. You'll be able to see cars come in or out, and you will be able to see... Oh, we're there. I wasn't expecting that. I thought that would take a lot longer. Well, there we go. All we really had to do was fix our cargo and pop in a few more houses. I was envisioning public train tracks and everything. If there is an interest in seeing me public transport the absolute shizzle out of this, let me know in the comments, or let me know in you know, by likes and views or whatever else. Really, comments is what we're looking for. Comments is how you're going to convey that you want extra content on this map. I'll not delete the save for a little while. And if you want a train sort of masterclass, I believe I can do that. Failing that, my next move might be onto a full city build. And that will involve all the different sort of how-tos and all the different features. There are cars coming up here. I'm really not seeing the trains get used too much. Traffic percent is just bang on 82, and that doesn't seem to be fluctuating anymore. Before it was always flicking around 79, 81, 79, 81. That looks quite constant. So that is good. We managed to achieve it in 84 weeks. I am quite sure that it can be achieved in less than 84 weeks. But that is it. The only things you might have missed are put little paths around these new train stations, and you can actually see these paths are used very, very well. So don't think for a second that won't be contributing. But I would like to remind you all, ladies and gents, that we have done this without a single scrap of public transport. We have also done this without a single scrap of mods, with the exception of the Move It mod down in the bottom right that I've just used to tinker around with little things. If you didn't use that mod, the only difference would be you'd have to delete a segment of road or track a little more often and redraw them in. So I am quite happy to call this a vanilla playthrough of Fix the Traffic. Drop your comments and suggestions for other ways in which I can do this in the comments, and we can complete this in many, many different ways. Ladies and gents, if you've been watching, thank you very much. Keep yourselves nice and safe, and we'll see you in the next video.